Thank you for clicking on this video. So today we are going to talk about life after bankruptcy with credit cards. Is it possible? When to apply for a credit card, when not to apply for a credit card, how many credit cards you should apply for. We're going to talk about all of that today. So if you like this type of video, then keep watching. As I mentioned before, we're going to talk about life after bankruptcy with credit cards. So currently I have 2 credit cards. I have a Merrick Bank MasterCard, and then I have a Mercury Visa. Or that's the other way around. Either I have a Merrick Bank Visa and a Mercury MasterCard. Yes, that's what I think I have. So, if you haven't watched my bankruptcy story, then I encourage you to do so. I'm gonna make sure I link it below. But my bankruptcy was finalized in February of 2020. I did not apply for any credit cards right away. I actually waited until September. So I waited, roughly 6 months, right? 6 months. And then I applied for a credit card, and that's when I applied for Merrick Bank. I did do a little bit of research with Merrick Bank and just found out that it was a really great credit card for people with bad to no credit. Typically, a lot of people will get Capital One cards. I, for one, had a Capital One card previously, but because I had went bankrupt on my Capital One card, I decided not to apply for one. Although I hear that you can apply for one after bankruptcy, and that, they'll just give you a card. Matter of fact, I've had 2 Capital One cards, and that's pretty much the reason why I didn't apply for the 3rd time, is because the first one I just didn't pay for, and then the second one I went bankrupt on. So I'm just like, I'm not gonna mess with Capital One. I'll mess with somebody else. So some of the top tier credit cards are like your Chase, your Wells Fargo, Citibank. Those are like what they consider top tier credit cards. So I didn't even attempt to apply for those type of credit cards. I went with like very low end. I didn't do Credit One, and I don't advise anyone else to do Credit One credit cards or credit card. I didn't do them, but like they're lower tier. It's some out there that are really, really low tier, but you have to make sure you read the fine print for APR. You also have to make sure that it fits, Another thing is secured credit cards. Everyone was saying, do a secure credit card. That's the best way to build up your credit. My bankruptcy attorney told me, when your bankruptcy is finalized, do not apply for a secure credit card. He's like, why would you pay money to basically like use? So he told me, he said, build your credit and then, apply for a credit card. So because he had told me that, I really wasn't interested in doing a secure credit card, although some people swear by it. Some people say it's the best thing. I, for one, was not doing a secure credit card. So that's why I chose to go with Merrick Bank. They initially gave me a credit limit of $750, which is what I currently have. But reading just the reviews and even what they say, their words, that within 6 months they'll check my credit, and if I'm a good payee, which I have been, then they will actually bump that up from $750, I think, to $1,400 or $1,450 or something like that. So I got about 2 or 3 more months, and then they'll evaluate, and then they'll bump up my credit limits, which is good. The other credit card I got, and I just applied for it, was Mercury. So once you go through bankruptcy and everything, not even after, it doesn't even have to be finalized, is what I'm trying to say. But when you file for bankruptcy you will start getting tons of credit card approvals through the mail. And you'll be like, well, what the heck? I just filed for bankruptcy. But you have to be smart about it. So I get tons of pre-approvals and pre-qualified. You have to be careful between pre-approval and pre-qualified. And that's something that I'll talk about in another video. But I got tons of them. So I did fall into the trap. Mercury had sent me a pre-approval. Now my pre-approval said $2,000. So I'm like, is this real? Wait a minute. I've only had Merrick Bank for maybe like 3 or 4 months now. Now Mercury is saying that they're gonna give me a $2,000 limit. Yeah, something don't seem right about that. So when I got the pre-approval, I kind of just held on to it, and they said, oh, this is your invitation code, blah, blah, blah. So the invitation code had actually expired, and I tried to apply, but they were like, oh, your expiration code is expired. So I went onto Credit Karma, and Credit Karma had actually advertised the Mercury credit card. Now, with Credit Karma, you have to be careful. I just watched a video earlier where someone was like, oh, Credit Karma is so bad, don't use it, it's not real scores. You have to use it as a tool. So keep that in mind. But I saw Mercury, so I'm like, oh, okay, you know, I've been interested. Let me just go ahead and apply. And before I talk about that, I want to mention that maybe in October, or maybe it was in November, I did apply for a Delta, I think it was Delta American Express, and I actually got denied. And I was really, really hurt by that. Because they were going to give, I was trying to purchase airline tickets, and they were like, oh, apply for this credit card if you are approved. I basically had nothing to pay like up front, so I really, really wanted that Delta. I believe it was American Express, but I was denied. I was sad about it. I still bought my plane tickets, but I was denied. So anyway, fast forward to January. So I applied for the Mercury Visa. I believe it was a Visa or it's a MasterCard. I don't know. Either one, I applied for it, and my credit limit was $1,000. I was approved at $1,000. Again, I was a little disappointed because my pre-approval said $2,000, but when I went online and just applied through Credit Karma, I got $1,000. But I'm like, hey, whatever. These are baby steps we are taking in our credit. I did notice that once I had applied for the credit card, I went back and I had checked my credit score. My credit score did go down like 3 points. So I was a little like, okay. But I thought, well, yeah, they took 3 points off for me applying for the credit card. But yet, as you know, number one, I was approved. So that was good. And this is a building tool. So yeah, I took 3 steps back, but hopefully by using this, it will, you know, increase my credit score, because that's the reason why I have credit cards. I went a very long time without credit cards, and then I applied for credit cards, and then everything just went downhill, and I became drowning in credit cards, bankrupt. So now I am doing the credit card dance all over again, but I'm being very smart and responsible, of course, paying my minimum balance. So with my Mercury card, I haven't received a statement yet, and I just checked today. I don't even have a due date yet, but I did make a purchase of like $70, so it keeps me under that 30% threshold, as well as my Merrick Bank. I had like $280 on that card, which is pretty high. Granted, I only have a $750 credit limit, so I did pay that one. I think I've made a payment. I can't remember how much I made, but I know it took the balance all the way down to like $94 or so, and I did not pay it off. I did not, I mean, it wasn't in my budget to pay it off. I haven't used that card. My plan what to do with that card is to put all of my subscriptions on that card, because I'm already paying for my subscription. So I'm already paying for my Netflix, my Hulu, all of those things. So I want to put those subscriptions on that card and also use it for gas, because I know those are things that I will pay for, and I can pay for, you know, by the end of the month. If, you know, with my Mercury card, I want to use that card in the terms of emergencies, going out of town. I really like to use my credit card as opposed to like my debit card, you know, going all over. So that's kind of my idea. My next card, I have 2 cards on my wish list. So I either want to do an Amazon store card, because who doesn't love Amazon? Who's not shopping on Amazon almost every day? This girl. So I want to do an Amazon, ooh, and I feel like I'm kind of leaning, sorry y'all, to do a Amazon store card. I don't want to do an Amazon Visa. I want to do an Amazon store card. Or I want to do a Nordstrom store card. So those are the 2 cards on my wish list. I will not apply for those anytime soon, because I did just apply for the Mercury card back in January and was approved. So I want to let it wait a little bit. I want to wait at least 6 months. Hopefully I have enough willpower to do that. But in 6 months, I want to go in and apply for either one of those cards. Now, some things that are coming up that are going to impact my credit is that my lease is running out on my car, so I know that I'm gonna have to get another vehicle. I'm still kind of on the fence on whether I want to purchase a car or lease another car. I'm still kind of up in the air about that. Also, I've been watching some videos about how when you go to dealerships, how, you know, they run your credit one time, but it goes to like, you know, 10 banks, and that has happened to me before. So your credit is hit each time, and is hit with hard inquiries every single time. So I'm actually thinking about going to the credit union, opening an account, and also kind of getting like a pre-approval in a sense. I guess that is a pre-approval, but going to the credit union and getting a pre-approval for an auto loan there, so that way I know how much I can spend. I know how much, you know, payments and different things like that. And it's kind of funny when you talk about a pre-approval for an auto loan, because most people do pre-approvals for mortgages, but it makes sense. And your credit's only being hit like one time. So that's what, you know, I'm thinking in the future. But yeah, that was pretty much all I wanted to talk about when it comes to credit cards. I really like doing these videos. It's actually holding me accountable for my credit health. Your credit is actually your wealth. So as someone who has been through the roller coaster of good credit, having very, very good credit to very, very bad credit, to back on the road to recovery, I am trying to make all of the right decisions as it pertains to my credit. My credit, I consider it very fragile, and getting credit cards, I truly do believe that it will help me in the long run. No, I don't want to have like 7 or 8 credit cards, but yes, you know, I do want to have credit cards. And I think, is it Graham Stephan who said you should have like 8 credit cards? I think he said 8, like 7 or 8, which to me is too many. Of course, you want to have a good credit mix, and a good credit mix is not having 7 credit cards, but we'll get into that discussion at a whole nother time. Thank you for watching this video. If you made it to the end, oh my gosh, put a happy face in the comment, and I thank you for watching this video to the very end. Please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Also hit the subscribe button if you like videos like this. I am a single working mom trying to rebuild my credit on a single income. Follow my journey, and continue to watch and subscribe. And until next time, I will see you later, because your credit is what? Your credit is your wealth.